Okay, so we're gonna do a static brake test, a low air pressure warning test, and a spring brake test. So to do a static brake test, the first thing that we're gonna do is check to make sure that we have 125 psi in both air gauges. So we don't have 125 psi in both air gauges. We're gonna do a safe start to rebuild the air pressure. To do a safe start, you're gonna put the key on ACC, then put it back in the run position. All of the gauges will turn on, all of the gauges will turn off. Then you're waiting for the beep or for the lights under the DEF to come back on. Now you're going to start the bus. And you're going to accelerate and give gas and hold the RPM up to 20. Now, if you notice that the needles aren't moving for the air gauges, you're going to push down the service brake hard 2 times. That usually means that there's a blockage in the air system, and braking hard 2 times will usually clear it. Now you're going to accelerate the RPM and hold it at 20. And now you can see the air gauges are moving. Now when you hear the tss sound, that means it's full. Okay? So now we're going to turn the bus off. Put it back in the run position. Now you're going to tell the inspector, I have 125 psi. I'm now going to do my static brake test. To do my static brake test, I'm going to put my foot down on the service brake and I'm going to hold it. I'm going to push in the parking brake. After the hissing finishes, you're then going to say, I should not lose more than 3 psi in 1 minute. Then you're going to ask the inspector, is it okay if I use my phone to time the 1 minute? The inspector's going to say yes. You would take your phone out, you would set it up for 1 minute, and then you would say, I'm going to start now. Then you would push the start button. So to speed things up, after the 1 minute is finished, you would then tell the inspector, I did not lose more than 3 psi in 1 minute. That means there is no air leaks. Okay, next, we're going to do a low pressure air warning test. To do a low pressure air warning test, you're going to pump the brakes. Then at 60 psi, the wig-wag will drop down, the alarm will sound, and the red lights will come on the dashboard. So now we're going to start pumping the brakes. Okay, so you're going to tell the inspector your results. I pumped the brakes at 60 psi, the wig-wag dropped, the alarm sound, and the red light came on the dashboard. Next, we're going to do a spring brake test. To do a spring brake test, we're going to continue pumping our brakes. Then at 30 psi, the parking brake will pop out. Okay? So once the parking brake pops up, you're then going to give your results. So I pumped the brakes down to 30 psi, the parking brake popped out. That means the spring brake is working. Now we're going to do a safe start in order to rebuild our pressure. Put the key on ACC, back on run, waiting for all the gauges to turn on, all the gauges turn off. Then when you hear the beep or the green lights under DEF come on, you can start the bus.